Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pokemon Gold, where we are playing Cyanwood City. This is turn 53. Let's jump into things. In a momento. Had to turn the sound down just a little bit. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different things going on. Let's go ahead and go through them. So we have jumped from, or we've completed Alteration 5 on our way up to Alteration 8, I think is where we're heading towards right now. We've got a barrage of site searches. Nothing. Got an unfound door in Mountains of Madness, which is 1 Astral Pearl. Very nice. Nothing. Unfortunate. Okay, so we've got a series of battles. We'll go through a bunch of them, and if we see anything that we are interested in, we will take a look. We raided in Gray Mountains in 1. We raided in Scarce Hope Wastes in 1. Kind of raided / retreated. We raided in Dragonscale Mountains in 1. We were beaten. Our forces were beaten by the defending forces of Olivine City. So this one's kind of interesting. We can watch it real quick. I mean, it's fairly obvious what happens, right? It's just that we don't have the power. We do have Urborn here, but he's not quite enough of a hunka to deal with, what the fuck is this name? I don't even know. Holy shit. So Urborn's still casting. This is a bit of a problem. So now he comes in and he starts popping, oh, unfortunately. So he starts popping Fortresses, and he never even gets a chance to really fight against this Steelix, because he gets routed probably off of the damage from the explosion and the low health of the, so the Charizards actually have a pretty high hit point total. So losing so many of them in rapid succession just means that he HP routed. He is what it is. I was going to say, they're just sitting there. So it's possible, right? It is definitely possible that Urborn could go toe-to-toe with a champion, but I don't think so. I think it's required that a champion has to have weapons of sharpness up to be able to handle a Steelix champion. So, okay, we got countered in Woods of Weeping. We attacked in Dome Peaks in 1. Countered. I actually raided in Hobergdorf. We raided in Trouble Bog in 1. Oh, this is in Cyanwood City. So I don't know how this happened, right? I don't know how he got a random Glaceon on my fucking capital. Like, I don't get it. I guess our Glaceons, see, they're not if they were stealthy, I could understand it. But they're not stealthy. So like if he had stealthed someone in along with, and then he just dropped the Glaceon on top, I could see that. But the Glaceons aren't stealthy. I have no idea how he got a Glaceon onto my capital with no one else. It doesn't make any sense. It makes 0 sense. I have no idea. But it is what it is. We knocked it off. The entrance to Greenwall is breached. We've started to destroy the fort in Dragonscale Mountains. Cured some afflictions. Got some promotions. Nice. Let's take a look at the board state. So, actually, we look up here, right? We're getting pushed back in our little front against Olivine. We're hitting in various locations, which is good. But we've got a very deadly army coming towards us. And this is... I think this is like 2 or 3 Steelix champions. some schoolgirls, but then I think this is actually some of the guitarists. I'm not sure though. So we've got some issues that we're gonna have to deal with. But hopefully, we take a look at the score graphs. The push in provinces is going to be a big thing for us. So we are now at the highest point province-wise as that we have been the entire game, right? And Olivine is now the lowest point they have been province-wise in a very, very long time in the game. Income-wise, it's about the same. We're pretty high. Olivine is starting to, I don't want to say tank, but they're way lower than they have been in a very long time. So this is good for us. This is very good for us. Their gem income is following suit as well, by the way, while our gem income is just continuing to go higher and higher. So very big deals. So we want to leverage this. We want to keep pushing. We want to keep hurting Olivine where we can, as much as we can. So let's take it like we normally do. We'll take it in fronts. Olivine City is awash with 50,000 different things going on, and some of them are just little things. Some of them are very important things. So one, we are not stealthing with Wiglia. We are immediately attacking into World Pillar. And that's because Wiglia is actually running out of people. We dropped Eradicate onto the fort just to hold them up for one more turn, just to fuck around with them. But we're going to hit provinces on our way back to hopefully safety, because she doesn't have much left going on. Her little Arbok squad is probably not going to deal too well with too many more fights. So, we're raiding with Limerick over into Nifel. We're raiding with Dolgad up into Hall Woods. And then we've got a whole bunch going on more in the core. So one of the big ones, right, is that Gilgamesh is attacking into Gnome Peaks. Olivine has been very good about counter-raiding basically every single chance he gets, right? We are taking a chance here, sending Gilgamesh into Gnome Peaks. But the hope is that he sends something out, like a Steelix, or maybe a handful of guitarists. Hopefully not a handful of guitarists, but maybe. Or even his god, right? And the hope is that Gilgamesh meets them and beats them. This is a dicey move, but it's one that I need to start taking, right? I need to take, because I can raid him for eternity, but until I actually start taking some of these Steelixes out, the raiding doesn't hurt that much. I mean, it hurts in the long run, sure, but if I can't actually kill his units, then I can't do it. It doesn't matter, right? So Gilgamesh is going into Gnome Peaks in order to hopefully catch someone off guard and kill them. Iskir, our new Steelix champion, who only rolled a 4, poor Iskir, is actually running up into Farron Mountains to do the exact same thing, okay? In the off chance that this Steelix actually hits in Farron Mountains, or this Steelix hits in Farron Mountains, I want to see if I can catch him countering, right? But we're doing a couple of other things, right? We're also moving Urborn back into Windsong Forest. We're just going to try again and see how it goes. And we're moving Zinvil down into the Woods of Weeping. So we're trying to continue raiding and counter his counter raiding, but we're trying to do it without getting caught out. But that's where the knife's edge begins, right? We've got a lot of different moving parts and pieces. He's gonna catch some of the stuff's gonna die. But as long as we are winning more than we are losing, it's good for us in the long run. This is I still don't know how I feel about the Isker and the Gilgamesh thing, because sending out these Steelixes fully kitted out, if they die, that's really bad for us. So we're gonna have to see how it goes. Also, Isker has significantly less reinvigoration than Gilgamesh does, so I'm not sure how Isker's actually gonna turn out. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. Okay, so that's kind of the big Olivine City front. We've got a lot going on. Moving down into Saffron City, we're recruiting another Steelix champion. We're gonna be recruiting Steelix champions probably till the end of the game, as long as I have the opportunity to. We are moving Zephyron down into this open position. We are going to try to take the Woodlands and see how that goes. There was some attempt to turn Ekritique City AI. I think that has failed. I have no interest in pressing an AI Ekritique City or a AFK Ekritique City. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to try to take Woodlands and have a fortified front here between Woodlands and the Great Dunes, and hopefully that's that. That's the plan anyways. Got 2 more turns on Ramatifone to build a fortified palace or fortified village here. Fingers crossed. Robodan continues to patrol. No big news. Kathleen continues to Harspex. No big news. Moving over to Violet City. This is where things are really dicey at the moment, right? So we're bouncing around with Spiccato. Okay, gonna attack into Vipitre. But we're pulling back with Chuck. I don't like this. I don't like giving up Violet City after the... I mean, granted, we didn't do a crazy amount of work. We basically just walked in. But I don't like giving up Violet City without a fight. The problem is there's a lot here, and I think I say there's a lot. There's like 10 units here. We've got like 30, right? But I think it beats what I have. So I'm not gonna stick around and chance it. I'm just gonna pull back, and we only have 1 more month on Three Pine Grove, and then we can start producing more schoolgirls ourselves, right? So then we have other opportunities for things like, freaking ethereal Steelixes and stuff like that. So I'm not super worried about forcing this engagement. I also want to start getting some groups of casters involved in things, but I'm running into the scenario where I'm just like, look, my mages kind of suck. Like, I've been kind of like analyzing what can I do as far as like battle magic goes. The vast majority of it is, what can you do? Nothing. You can't do jack shit, because most of my recruitable mages are 1 paths. Like, I get the occasional 2, so like a 2 is useful because then I can do earth power and it's suddenly a 3, right? A 2 air is useful, a 2 water is useful, a 2 a 2 fire is semi useful, right? But a lot of these are just 1s, and that's really hard to do anything with, even if you mass them. So we're kind of running into a oof of a situation there. So it's kind of hard to do stuff. We're gonna have to try to figure out what our plan is. I think part of the plan might just be taking large clusters of units like Amphiroses, right? Because we've got 164 Amphiroses here, and they've got a really fucking long-range Thunderstrike. And that's not going to do jack shit to the Steelixes, but it'll fuck a bunch of schoolgirls up. Absolutely. So that's a consideration to bring to bear. It's just, there's so much going on in this, right? Because if I do that, right, then he pulls out the schoolgirls and starts attacking me with just the Steelixes, right? But then I have to make sure that I have enough units that are killing the Steelixes that aren't. So It's so many different things going on. It's gonna be rough, but we got ideas, we got plans. We're gonna see how they go. So we're pulling Chuck back for now. In the Viridian City front, not a whole lot going on, honestly. We're not even recruiting anything here this turn because our money got spent on doing a Steelix and then doing a whole bunch of shit in Cyanwood. So for now, everything is kind of status quo in the Viridian City front. We're continuing to patrol, continuing to train, continuing to site search, trying to finish the building of Three Pine Grove, and that's that. So, moving on to Cyanwood City. I think this is our last turn, right? Because we've got 4 here now. I think this is 6. This is number 6. So, because we can't do 7 yet, because we don't have a fire for Flareons. We don't have a fire 3, which we're hoping to fix with the Pyroflegatons, basically. So then we would actually need another Black Belt commander in order to get one of every EV every turn, basically. But until then, we've got 6, so we're stopping recruitment there. We're counter raiding, we're resupplying with flyers, we're bringing flyers back, right? It's this constant like shuttle bus now that is going back and forth and back and forth, almost to the point to where I'm not sure I'm producing enough flyers anymore, which is why we're actually ramping up production of Pokeballs again. Partially that, and partially because we're just trying not to spend any Earth Gems or any Astral Pearls. So, what are we doing? We are forging our requisite Lightless Lantern and Owl Quill. We're doing a bunch of Pokeballs. We're doing a Water Bracelet. We're doing a Quick Ball. We're doing a Ring of Regeneration because it would be nice to be able to throw that on another champion just in case. So we'll see how that goes. And in Impassable Mountains, we're recruiting again. We're just doing the Mareep Factory every single chance we get over and over and over again. And here in Cyanwood City, we are doing another Machampion. We are trying to get another H3 in order to have another person lead an army, and rinse and repeat. So this is kind of the turn encapsulated, but it's on fast forward, right? Because I'm doing the same, going through the same motions over and over and over again, and I'm actually starting to get a little worried, right? Because if I can't strangle out Olivine in the next, it's already turn 53. If I can't strangle out Olivine in the next 5 to 10 turns, right? Their research is bad. Their research is abysmal, right? But it's still growing, and they're gonna hit some really important things eventually. And I'm sitting here thinking about all the things that I can do and everything that I can bring online, and I keep going, I'm not sure it matters, right? It does matter because I can continue to produce things that can beat his Steelixes. I can continue to produce things that can beat his guitarists, right? But it's a matter of like having them in the right places at the right time, and that's the thing, right? He only needs like 2 or 3 things, and he can have those 2 or 3 things basically everywhere. I feel like I need like 10 things, 10 answers to all of these different questions. I'm probably just getting worn down, right? But depending on what happens next turn, this could be very big for us. If Gilgamesh catches someone out, even if it's just a Steelix, right? Popping Steelixes in his territory, that'll be a big deal. Same thing for Ishkur if he is successful, right? And I think, honestly, so Yazar is at 55 leadership. He's got 27 units. I think we might be throwing all of these black belts onto him, and I think he might be heading in to fight it out against someone, or he might be handing off to Chuck, and Chuck might be going, and I might be reinforcing Chuck with something else, right? It being the concept. I don't know. I'm not sure in the long run. Like, I would love to, like, potentially bring Venna up, and then be able to weapons of sharpness a bunch, but I'm not sure that that's actually going to work out. Can she actually make that journey in one turn? You can't. I don't know. I absolutely do not know. I would need to swap at the very least, so we'd need to summon Earth Power and weapons of sharpness. I definitely would not want to Acid Bolt. I feel like that might be one of the routes that we want to go here. So I am concerned about not having good battle mages heading into the late game. I really want to get these schoolgirls online. I think that they're going to be a requirement. And then I think I've got to figure out, within the next 3 turns, we've already talked about this, but within the next 3 turns, I have to get Earthblood Deepwell online. Because our research is great, but we're not doing anything with it. Like, we hit Conjuration 8, like 3 turns ago, and we still haven't even tried to summon a King of Elemental Earth, but because I can't, right? I mean, I could alchemize a whole bunch of shit and just be like, King of Earth, sure. But my income, I've got to fix my income. I've got to fix my income. So 10th turn, not a whole lot really going on in the grand scheme of things. We have a couple of little motions here, and here, right? But for the most part, we're just continuing as per normal. And we're going to have to see how things turn out. So, I think I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.